Every great achievement begins not with action, but with understanding. You cannot build a palace without first knowing its design, just as you cannot achieve success without first understanding its principles. Understanding is the seed, achievement is the harvest, and between the two lies the fertile ground of application, discipline, and unwavering belief. To understand is to see beyond the surface. It is to recognize that success is not luck nor accident, nor the privilege of a chosen few. Success is a science, a formula, a cause and effect process. Napoleon Hill taught that when you truly understand the laws of success, desire, faith, persistence, specialized knowledge, organized planning, you hold the keys to your own destiny. You are no longer a wanderer in the dark. You are an architect of your future. But understanding alone is not enough. Knowledge is like a map. It will show you where to go, but it cannot walk the road for you. Achievement demands that you step forward with courage. It requires that you convert understanding into consistent, focused action. Many people read, study, and learn, but they never apply. The world is full of people who know what to do, but never do it. That is the great divide between the dreamers and the achievers. The path from understanding to achievement is built on three pillars. First, decision. You must decide that you will act on what you know, not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. Second, discipline. You must keep acting even when it is inconvenient, uncomfortable, or uncertain. Third, faith. Faith. You must believe that the seeds you are planting will one day bear fruit, even if today you see only soil. Remember, achievement is never sudden. It is the visible result of invisible preparation. Your victories will appear to the world as overnight success, but you will know the truth. They were earned by the days, months, and years in which you combined understanding with steady action. So ask yourself today, what truths have I already learned that I have not yet applied? The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a lack of information. It is the absence of transformation. When you bridge that gap with decisive action, when you refuse to let your understanding remain idle, you will set in motion the unstoppable force of achievement. From this moment on, commit to living what you know. Let your understanding guide your steps. Let your actions prove your belief. And one day, you will stand on the summit of your dreams, not surprised that you made it, but grateful that you walked the road from understanding to achievement. Understanding is the seed. Achievement is the harvest. Just as no farmer expects to reap a bountiful crop without first planting seeds, no individual can expect to achieve great success without first cultivating understanding. This is where every journey toward greatness begins, not in the spotlight of victory, but in the quiet moments of learning, observing and absorbing the principles that will later guide our steps. Understanding is more than simply knowing facts. It is the deep comprehension of why things work the way they do. It is the ability to see the patterns behind results, to identify the causes behind every effect. In the realm of success, understanding means recognizing that dreams do not materialize by chance. They are the direct result of following time-tested laws. When you truly understand these principles, you hold in your hands the blueprint of your future achievements. The seed of understanding is planted when you commit to learn, not just from books, but from experience, mentors, and even failures. Every lesson you absorb enriches the soil of your mind. Each insight is like a drop of water nurturing the seed, helping it grow stronger beneath the surface. But seeds do not sprout instantly, and neither does understanding immediately produce visible results. Patience is part of the process. While nothing seems to be happening above the ground, deep growth is taking place below it. Yet, understanding alone is not enough. A farmer who plants seeds but never tends to them will see weeds choke their growth. In the same way, understanding must be acted upon to yield a harvest. Action is the sunlight that draws the seed upward. Persistence is the rain that sustains it. Faith is the protection that keeps it alive through the storms. Without these elements, the seed of understanding lies dormant, full of potential, but producing nothing. Achievement, the harvest, is the visible manifestation of all the work done in private. It is the golden field that everyone can see, yet few truly understand the labor behind it. Those who enjoy the harvest have walked through seasons of preparation, perseverance, and sometimes even doubt. They have endured setbacks, fought off discouragement, and kept their focus on the vision of the harvest long before a single sprout broke through the soil. When you realize that understanding is the seed, you stop seeking instant success and instead start investing in growth. You focus on learning the right principles, sharpening your skills, and building your character, knowing that in time the harvest will come. And when it does, it will be abundant because it will be rooted in deep, solid understanding, not in luck or fleeting chance. So tend to your seeds, feed your mind with truth, water your vision with faith, protect your dreams with persistent action. For in due season, the seed you planted with understanding will rise into a harvest of achievement, rich, fulfilling, and entirely yours. Understanding is the seed. Achievement is the harvest. Every great success begins not with action alone, but with clarity of mind and depth of comprehension. Just as a farmer carefully selects and plants seeds before expecting a crop, you must plant the seeds of understanding before you can expect any real and lasting achievement. Without the seed, there can be no harvest. Without the right knowledge, there can be no meaningful success. Just like understanding is more than collecting information. It is grasping the principles, causes, and relationships that produce desired results. It means seeing beyond the surface of events to the underlying truths that govern them. In the pursuit of success, understanding might come from studying proven laws of achievement, learning from mentors, analyzing past mistakes, or observing how others overcome challenges. This kind of understanding is the fertile ground in which your dreams take root. But planting the seed is only the beginning. In nature, a seed does not sprout the moment it is placed in the soil. It requires nurturing, consistent watering, proper sunlight, and protection from harmful elements. In the same way, your understanding must be nourished through consistent effort, deliberate practice, and continuous learning. You must guard it against doubt, fear, and negative influences that would choke its growth. The journey from understanding to achievement demands patience, though. A farmer does not dig up the seed every day to check if it is growing. They trust the process and keep tending the field. Likewise, you must trust that the principles you have learned, when applied with persistence, will eventually produce results. Achievement rarely arrives overnight. It is the outcome of steady, purposeful action guided by the light of understanding. When the harvest finally comes, it is not a surprise to the one who planted the seed. It is the natural consequence of the effort invested over time. The achievements you enjoy, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth, will be the direct result of the understanding you cultivated and the actions you took based on that knowledge. People may call it luck, but you will know it was the harvest of seeds planted long ago. The greatest mistake is to expect achievement without first planting and tending the seed. Many people chase results without developing the knowledge or wisdom to sustain them. And even if they experience tests, it often fades. But when your achievements grow from deep understanding, they are strong, lasting, and repeatable. So, plant wisely, seek understanding with intensity and humility. Apply what you learn with discipline and courage. Protect your growing dreams from negativity and neglect. If you are faithful to this process, the time will come when you will stand in the fields of your success, reaping a rich harvest born from the seed of understanding you once planted with vision and purpose. Decision is the first step toward achievement. Every great accomplishment in history can be traced back to a single moment when someone made a clear, firm choice. Until a decision is made, dreams remain vague wishes and goals remain distant possibilities. Decision transforms thought into direction. It turns a might into I will, and it marks the point where intention begins to evolve into reality. A decision is not merely stating what you want. It is committing to a specific course of action regardless of uncertainty or fear. Many people delay achievement because they linger in the land of hesitation. They wait for the perfect time, the flawless plan, or absolute certainty. But the truth is, perfection never comes, and absolute certainty is an illusion. Achievement begins when you stop waiting for ideal conditions and choose to move forward with what you have where you are. Napoleon Hill observed that successful people have the habit of making decisions quickly and firmly. This does not mean they are reckless. It means they trust their judgment, act with purpose, and refuse to be paralyzed by indecision. Every day that passes without a decision is a day lost in the pursuit of your goals. Opportunity rarely waits, and hesitation often costs more than a wrong turn. Once a decision is made, it becomes the anchor for your actions. It gives you a point of reference when distractions appear and doubts arise. A firm decision allows you to say a no to anything that doesn't align with your chosen path. Without that clarity, you risk being swayed by every passing opinion or temporary challenge. However, decision is not the end, it is the beginning. The moment you decide, the real work starts. You must align your habits, thoughts, and daily actions with that decision. Many people think they have made a decision when in truth they have only expressed a preference. A real decision is backed by action, sacrifice, and persistence. If you decide to pursue a goal, you must be willing to let go of what hinders you and embrace what propels you forward. There will be obstacles after you decide, but your commitment will determine whether you overcome them or give up. Strong decisions create strong resolve. They give you the inner strength to persist when progress feels slow or setbacks. Without a decision, challenges push you back. With a decision, challenges push you to grow. The greatest danger is not in making the wrong decision, but in making none at all. Indecision drains energy, erodes confidence, and keeps you stuck in the same place year after year. By deciding, you take control of your direction and declare to yourself and the world that you are committed to reaching your destination. Decide today. Choose your path with conviction. Let your decision ignite your actions, and your actions carry you to your achievement. The moment you truly decide is the moment you begin to win. Discipline bridges the gap between learning and winning. It is the vital force that transforms what you know into what you achieve. You can read countless books, attend seminars, and gather knowledge from the wisest mentors, but without discipline, all that learning remains locked in your mind, producing no tangible results. Discipline is the mechanism that turns understanding into consistent, purposeful action. Learning gives you the tools, but discipline ensures you use them. Many people know exactly what they need to do to improve their health, build wealth, or strengthen relationships, yet they fail to follow through. Why? Because information alone is powerless without the daily practice of applying it. Discipline is that daily practice. It is the choice to act even when you don't feel like it, even when the excitement of a new goal is faded, and even when challenges make quitting seem easier. Discipline demands structure. It means setting clear priorities and refusing to be distracted by temporary pleasures or passing opportunities that do not align with your goals. It requires waking up when the alarm rings instead of hitting snooze, finishing your work before seeking entertainment, and holding yourself accountable when no one else is watching. Discipline is not glamorous. It is often repetitive, quiet, and unseen, but it is in these uncelebrated moments that champions are made. Winners are not always the most talented, but they are almost always the most disciplined. Talent may give you a head start, but discipline keeps you in the race until the finish line. When others rely on bursts of motivation, the disciplined individual continues to work steadily, knowing that motivation comes and goes, but discipline is a choice renewed every day. Discipline also protects you from the trap of overlearning. Some people become trapped in constant preparation, reading, planning, and strategizing endlessly, yet never making meaningful progress because they lack the discipline to act. They tell themselves they're getting ready, but in truth, they are avoiding the discomfort of execution. Discipline ends this cycle by demanding action now, not someday. Another key role of discipline is in handling setbacks. Without discipline, one failure can derail months of progress. With discipline, failure becomes a lesson, not a stopping point. You keep going because your actions are guided by commit, not by mood or circumstance. Discipline keeps you moving forward, even when the results are not immediately visible, trusting that consistent effort will eventually lead to victory. In the end, learning is the beginning, but winning is the destination, and discipline is the bridge that connects them. Without that bridge, your knowledge stays on one side and your dreams remain out of reach. Build that bridge every day through deliberate action, self-control, and unwavering focus. If you walk it long enough with enough persistence, you will cross from the land of potential to the land of accomplishment. That is the power of discipline. It carries you from knowing to winning.